protection.
Now, from the station on your side, this is Wavy News 10.
A suspect killed and 3 officers off the streets for now, the makings of another deadly incident involving police.
Now family members want answers. They say the police need to be held accountable. But first, it's been a noisy and wet afternoon for a lot of us across Hampton Roads.
The thunderstorm started early. Some areas have already seen several rounds. Chief Meteorologist Don Slater starts us off tracking what's happening in the Weather Center, Don.
Yeah, there are still a few scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, but not nearly as numerous as they were earlier in the afternoon or nearly as heavy a rainfall out of these. We're seeing them really fall apart quite nicely. And I don't expect a real big return of things into the evening hours. Here's what's been going on and on up to the present time. There was some fairly hefty rain going on into Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, southwestern Suffolk, but these are just little puny areas that are falling apart right now. You'll also notice a little bit of a line develop, that little skinny line right there. That's what's called an outflow boundary, and we've seen a little bit of action develop along that, right on from there all the way on down southwestward. We've seen a few develop along that, but that's about all we've got going on. One little one just now developed along that outflow into Fort Eustis. No lightning out of any of this whatsoever into the region for right now. Toward the northwest of Zuni, up toward Ivor, seeing one little shower. To the west of Franklin, another one popping on up. And also toward Hugo and Severn, a stray shower moving on through, but nothing very big. Also one that popped up just to the south, well, right on in over the top of the Ahoskie area right now. But that's about it for the region. Things are looking a lot more quiet for right now, certainly more quiet than what we've seen lately. Do we have some improvement? Well, yes, we do. I'll tell you all about that improvement in the forecast in just a few minutes. It's going to be hot, though. I'll tell you all about that, too, in a few minutes.
Remember, download the Wavy weather app so you'll have it ready whenever storms hit your neighborhood. It's a direct line to the Super Doppler 10 weather scene if you lose power during storms.
And we have lots of pictures from you from last night's storms. If you see severe weather, and keep in mind, if it's safe to do so, take a picture or video and send it to reportit@wavy.com. Our other big story at 6, a call for a federal investigation in the deadly shooting of a man by Newport News police.
That call is coming from loved ones of 23-year-old Kwanzaa Jamal Beatty. Police say an officer shot Beatty, who they say was armed, early Saturday morning on 18th Street and Peterson Place. And police just sent us a picture of the sawed-off shotgun Beatty reportedly pulled on them, forcing them to fire. This investigation isn't the only thing the family is asking for, though. 10 on your side's Jason Marks is here with the latest developments. Jason?
Well, Nicole, Beatty's family is very clear. They do not want Newport News Police investigating its own department during the shooting. They don't want state police to handle the investigation because they believe state police move too slowly. What they are asking for, as you mentioned, are federal investigators to come in and look into this case. This sawed-off shotgun is the focus of a deadly police-involved shooting. Newport News officers say a man pointed it at them, and that's when they fired.
We want justice. We demand justice.
Today, friends, family, and community activists are calling for a federal investigation into the death of 23-year-old Kwanzaa Jamal Beatty. They want to know the facts in the case.
And I want the city to know that I'm family. And I will fight to the very end for the truth.
Officers say they got a tip Beatty was near 18th Street with a gun Saturday morning. When they confronted him, they say he ran and at some point pulled out the gun. That's when an officer fired. That's the police story, a side Beatty's family is not buying into.
We just want justice. We want a federal investigation independently, because you, the police, can't investigate yourself.
We're asking that you all reserve your opinion or reserve the reporting of the police account until there is a complete investigation.
Newport News Police had no response to the call of a federal investigation. They did say the shotgun Beatty was carrying was stolen in a burglary from Hampton in 2013. Police say there's no way to connect Beatty to that crime. Those are just a few of the facts family want to hear, but they expect to hear it all.
We standing strong. We letting you know we're not going quiet in the night. We want justice.
And families say they also want transparency. They say if they find out that their son was at fault through an outside federal investigation, so be it. They just want an outside agency looking into this case. We're live in Newport News. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
The Virginia Beach man suspected of burning a dog and leaving the animal to die is back in jail tonight. A judge refused to grant bond to Arthur Vieira. Prosecutors appealed another judge's decision to grant bond. That dog was found dead in the woods off Virginia Beach Boulevard back in May. Police say the dog was burned alive. Vieira is charged with animal cruelty.
Another shark attack off the coast of North Carolina to tell you about tonight. This one was Saturday off the coast of Surf City. The Marine who was bitten went to the Naval Hospital at Camp Lejeune. He was treated and released. This is the 8th shark attack along the North Carolina coast and the second to happen in Surf City since June 11th.
A good reason to heed the warnings about bad weather. 7 people had to be rescued from a boat when it began taking on water as the group was watching fireworks off Norfolk's WAVY Beach on Saturday night. 10 on your side's Lex Gray now with more on this frightening 4th for those people. Lex?
Yeah, Tom, I'm standing in front of the Ocean View Fishing Pier. It looks pretty calm right now, but on Saturday night, the wind and the waves were too much for one boat, and it started to go under. Luckily, it was in the path of some good people. On his way back from watching fireworks on the 4th, Captain Justin Wiley spotted some unusual lights from the helm of the charter boat Judith Ann.
The lights started frantically waving back and forth in an X formation.
So what goes through your mind?
At that point, I knew something was wrong.
The problems for the smaller boat you see here started with heavy wind, waves, and rain.
The waves are coming out of the bay, and they were coming in, so their boat went under the wave, and all of the water just caught in the boat. It sunk pretty fast.
First Mate Thomas Schultz helped rescue the 7 people on board, including a pregnant woman and 2 kids.
It could have been bad. They were right by the channel, and if they would have drifted for like 10 or 15 more minutes, it could have been in the channel or on the rocks over there at Fort Wool. And we got container ships coming in all the time.
Even worse, the water came on so fast, Marine police say the small boat lost some life jackets, their cell phones, and power. They sat in the nearly sunken boat for about an hour before the Judith Ann spotted their lights.
It was luck, honestly, because we had left about 30 minutes early, and 30 minutes they had been in the rocks. So it was just luck.
The captain has another idea.
I definitely will say I do believe the good Lord had his hand upon everything that evening. Just happened to be his sovereign providence that they're right there in our path. So there's no other way to explain it, and used us as the vessel to rescue them.
The Coast Guard helped tow that boat back to shore, and they were able to confirm that everyone got out of this okay without any injuries. In Norfolk, I'm Lex Gray, 10 on your side.
A man is in critical condition tonight, and a 13-year-old is under arrest for a stabbing this afternoon in Norfolk. The crime happened around 2:30 on Somme Avenue. Police say when they arrived at the home, they found a 36-year-old suffering from a stab wound. He is being treated at Centera Norfolk General Hospital. Police have not released any more information about that young suspect.
Last night's storms left a local family without a home. A lightning strike did this. It started a fire on James Landing Circle near the Pagan River in Isle of Wight County. There were 2 people inside at the time, but we're told they made it out safely. The fire burned through a good chunk of the roof. Red Cross is helping those fire victims out tonight.
Still ahead on Wavy News 10 at 6, the driver of a truck that exploded in a Chesapeake neighborhood tells his frightening story. See what he has to say, only on 10.
Councilman Bill Moody says the mayor should have disclosed his property interest around this 30-acre site before he voted to buy this site for the city of Portsmouth. What does the mayor say about that? Our 10 on your side investigation coming up.
In sports, Bruce Rader has a look at NASCAR's middle-of-the-night finish.
And Don continues to track the chance of storms as we continue on this Monday night.
Plastic Surgery Center of Hampton Roads is always top-notch as far as facility and personnel. Everyone was professional and courteous. The best experience in a medical facility ever.
Plastic Surgery Center of Hampton Roads. WAVY-TV 10's expert on your side.
Accident. You're hurt. Get help. Call Decker.
Talk to us first. Good advice is priceless, but it doesn't cost you anything when you call Decker.
Helping people. That means you. Helping people.
Right now, Griffin Doors will deliver and install a belt-driven garage door opener for $299. Only $299 with no hidden fees. Call Griffin Doors today or click GriffinDoorsVA.com.
Buyers use the Toyota badge as a shorthand for high quality and strong resale value. Because Toyotas help keep ownership costs lower. Which is why all these Toyotas are ranked an excellent value by IntelliChoice.com. So choose your car wisely and think Toyota. Just ask a friend who drives one. Toyota. Let's go places.
Ignoring those cracked bricks? Embarrassed by those drywall cracks? Fed up with bouncy, uneven floors? Tired of doors and windows sticking? Call the name you can trust for the solution you need.
Since 1993, JES has fixed over 20,000 homes and businesses with foundation problems just like yours.
Make the call. Call JES today for your free inspection and estimate.
We're mixing up a miracle.
Participate in Anthem's Lemonade.
Help CHKD save the lives of local children fighting cancer.
Register at AnthemLemonade.com.
Let's put the squeeze on cancer.
If you can, we can. Michael and Son.
Tonight, the driver of a recycling truck that sparked a big fire last week speaks only to 10 on your side. Gary Maynard is going back to work tomorrow.
He says he is shaken, but he's ready. A hydraulic leak came into contact with the natural gas that powered his truck, sparking a huge fire that spread to a nearby house. He not only got out okay, but says he did everything he could to try to stop the fire, even used a garden hose on the house, but he still feels guilty about what happened.
It bothered me a lot, more because of the people being out of their home, and like I said, my family could have lost me. You know, if I was 5 to 10 feet further to the left, I wouldn't be standing here right now. I'd have been gone.
Fire officials say the truck is totaled. No one inside the home was hurt.
Next at 6, conflict of interest? Is a local mayor using privileged information for his own gain? Andy Fox asks the tough questions. You'll want to see those answers next at 6.
And check out WAVY.com right now to see pictures many of you sent us of the 4th of July fireworks. That story is right on our homepage. We'll be right back.
Spending quality time with my son is very important to me. At work, I'm committed to provide quality service to all of my customers, including solving their repair issues. Hi, I'm Robert Powell, Senior Service Specialist, and I am Buds.
Accidents happen, and some people never call a lawyer. If you're in an accident, call the brothers-in-law. There are no attorney's fees unless they win your case. Let their family help yours.
Beach Windows and Siding. Call us today for a free estimate.
Never clean out your gutters again. Leaf Guard by Starling Guttering. Wavy's expert on your side.
Watch Wavy News 10 today, weekday mornings beginning at 4:30.
This segment of Wavy News 10 is brought to you by Priority Automotive, where you can have it all.
I've been working mornings in Hampton Roads my whole career. Now my commute has changed. But wherever you're headed in the morning, I can help you get there.
Start your day with 10 time-saver traffic. Your commute begins here on Wavy News 10 today.
Next time on the Hampton Roads Show, we're cooking with Chef Jeff Brown from Cotton Southern Bistro.
We'll meet a star pitcher on the champion UVA baseball team on a brand new Wreck on the Road.
And your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to Busch Gardens.
We'll see you then.
From the station on your side, you're watching Wavy News 10 at 6.
A 10 on your side investigation tonight into a claim made by a Portsmouth City Councilman that the mayor is flirting with possible conflicts of interest.
Councilman Bill Moody charges that Mayor Kenny Wright gained unfair advantage by using his position as mayor in closed meetings while investing in neighborhoods that would benefit from his council votes. Andy Fox is here to tell us what he found. Andy?
Tom and Nicole, I found 2 council members who really can't stand each other. They are, for all practical purposes, political enemies. Tonight, we report on Mayor Kenny Wright, his investment properties, and their location to what could be a mega recreation complex paid for with taxpayer money.
I think minimally it's a conflict of interest.
That is a stretch.
Is it a stretch? Portsmouth City Councilman Bill Moody accuses Mayor Kenny Wright of buying houses in a neighborhood where the city's dumping millions of dollars in taxpayer money.
You can't be buying property and advocating spending millions in taxpayer money in the same neighborhood.
Portsmouth City Council, along with Mayor Wright, voted to spend $3.75 million on this land on Portsmouth Boulevard to be used as a multi-purpose recreation complex.
Never have I thought a recreation center added value to my real estate portfolio.
Well, of course it does, says 12-year local realtor Mike Narlis.
As long as it's a place for kids to go, that parents feel comfortable they can leave their kids there, it's going to add more value to that area and the sellability.
Here's what we've uncovered. On March 24, 2014, Mayor Wright first knew in closed session Portsmouth's intention to acquire the recreation complex land. Moody was in that same meeting, noting it was confidential, insider information, and unavailable to other potential investors.
So nobody else beyond council would have known about that.
That point is important because according to Virginia's Conflict of Interest Act of Prohibited Conduct, no officer of a local government shall use for his own economic benefit confidential information he has acquired by reason of his public position and which is not available to the public. When people say you're angling in closed session, trying to benefit yourself, which would be in violation of conflict of interest, you say?
Absolutely not. Yeah, there's no truth to that whatsoever.
There would be several closed meetings on purchasing that property. Look what else we found. According to real estate records obtained by 10 on Your Side, during that period of time of possible land acquisition, June 5th, Mayor Wright bought 18 Dewey Street, a half-mile away from the rec center site. 5 days later, on June 10th, the mayor and council approved the purchase of the 30-acre site. 2 days later, on June 12th, Wright buys this house. Less than a month later, on July 3rd, he buys all three of these homes. And on August 27th, Wright buys this house 1 mile up the street from the rec center site. All 6 homes within 1 mile of the newly purchased rec center site. And Wright admits buying the 6 homes did not happen overnight. It took time, a process.
Even the way you tried to make this connection here, which has some validity, but there's no relevance when it comes to me actually gaining or benefiting or having advantage.
Moody's not so sure about that. Mayor Wright purchased the 6 properties for $117,500. Their current city assessed value, $386,880, an increase of over $269,000. Mayor Wright, unapologetic, and says those numbers do not reflect the tens of thousands of dollars he put in to upgrade the homes.
Investing in our city, creating a place, creating a sense of pride. And as I ride through some of these communities and I see a lot of these abandoned homes, I invest in those things.
He put together a portfolio knowing what the city was in the process of doing.
Moody says at the very least, Mayor Wright should have disclosed his financial interest in the recreation complex neighborhood. Do you acknowledge that you should have at least abstained from
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, sir, Andy. Those two are not related. I am also a business owner in this city as well as the mayor. I cannot put my business interests on hold and be the mayor. We're not required to do that, Andy.
Councilman Moody is calling for an investigation.
I think we need an outside set of eyes to look at it.
Do you think this needs to be looked at?
Absolutely not.
So you do not think it's a conflict?
Andy, you have to consider that source.
The source the mayor is referring to is Councilman Moody. Obviously, Moody has thoughts on this because he was in the same meetings with the mayor. But Moody is not the original source of our investigation. I asked Mayor Wright, in the 5 years that you have been mayor, have you ever abstained from a vote? He answered no. No, I have never had any conflicts of interest. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
Now, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Had a lot of rain, obviously, earlier today, and a lot of thunder and lightning, and big rain last night. Let's show you what's going on right now. We're looking a lot better. Lots more sunshine by the end of the afternoon. Some of the rain from earlier in the day had cooled things off, but it's real humid. And again, it feels like it's going to rain, but there's not much out there. You can just see a stray shower or thunder shower out toward Boykins, toward the Franklin area on Northwood. And this is a little outflow boundary from some earlier thunderstorms. What happened is the thunderstorm builds up into the air and then boom, sends down this this fan basically of wind shift line, fan of a wind shift line right through here. And we've seen a few stray showers and thunder showers develop along that, right along the James River, up into Charles City County. You can see it over Surrey. That's where that wind shift line is. And just stray showers developing. Zero as far as lightning right now, but we could still see some lightning into the Boykins area. Have seen some rain off and on into the Franklin area, but nothing huge. And we're seeing it toward Ahoskie, points northward from there. These are lifting northward and falling apart. So it's relatively quiet out there. Nothing real big compared to what we had last night and what we had during the day today, during the earlier part of the afternoon. There's some of the rainfall. This over the past 24 hours. So from 6:19 yesterday on up to the present time, and we've seen around an inch. Now, these are estimates. You may have seen a little bit more into some areas, but you can see over 2 inches into parts of Suffolk, on into the downtown area of Suffolk as well. Spots of very heavy rainfall moving on up toward the eastern shore. So we've had some rain, but not that much going on right now. I think after that, our focus is going to shift from rain to the serious heat that we're going to start seeing coming up over the next several days. Here's what our future track computer model has to say: 82, 83 degrees. As far as rainfall coming up during the day tomorrow, we'll start out warm, stay warm. It'll be around 92 quite likely. Just a stray shower, thunder shower during the afternoon hours, 92, 94 degrees. Now we move on through the overnight hours and into Wednesday. Wednesday during the evening hours, we got a little bit better chance at some showers and thunderstorms. But again, the heat is going to be the big deal coming up over the next couple of days. 92 tomorrow, around 94 degrees on Wednesday. And then by around 7 o'clock in the evening, starting to see some scattered showers and thunder showers into the area. That'll be on Wednesday. Now today, again, we had lots of cloud cover earlier, lots of rain earlier, especially across the south side. But this afternoon, the sun has broken loose and we're ending up with some pretty decent weather. But look at how hot it got right away. 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Virginia Beach, 90. It's dropped and now it's back up to 81 degrees. But here's another really big deal. That dew point, that indicator of how humid it is, it's up into the tropical category with 77, 78 degrees. This is like the middle of a tropical storm in terms of the kind of humidity that we've got through the area right now. 81, 85, 90 degrees have been holding at that into Williamsburg, but most of us into the low to mid 80s right now throughout the area. Here's where things are in the Hampton Road cities: 80, 85, but then 87, 90 degrees into some areas. A wider view of things. You can see mostly into the 80s throughout the area. Tomorrow, isolated afternoon thunderstorms, a little bit more heat, 88 to 92. Here's where we are for the south side, around 92 to 94. Here's where we are for the peninsula. We're looking around 91 to 94, 90 to 94. Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, Eastern Shore, upper 80s into the low 90s, around 92 for tomorrow. Not a good chance of rain. Good chance of rain on Wednesday evening, but basically our focus is going to be shifting from rainfall on into the heat, and I'll tell you more about what's going on with that coming up at 11.
After 16 years, the U.S. women's soccer team is once again on top of the world. And a scary morning at Daytona. Check it out next on the Sports Wrap.
When we found out Dad had mesothelioma, we were stunned. It was very difficult losing my father to a disease that could have been prevented. It hurt then, it hurts now, and I think it will always hurt to some degree. Bobby Hatt and his team will fight for you. It's not about money, it's about righting a wrong. It's about giving somebody back their dignity.
Call PWHD. We're the local lawyers with a national reputation.
Hi, welcome to the neighborhood. Wow, thank you.
Moving to a new house should be a welcoming experience. So should getting a mortgage. At Bayport, we believe it should start when you apply for a mortgage. To learn more about Bayport's low mortgage rates, quick response, and what it's like to feel welcome, Visit Bayport Credit Union, the smarter way to bank.
Attention, all federal Blue Cross Blue Shield employees and retirees. You are currently eligible to receive new hearing aids with no out-of-pocket expense. In addition, for the next 2 weeks, Advanced Hearing Technologies will upgrade your new free hearing aids at no cost to you. Your free Day 4 upgrade will include multiple prescription channels, multiple memories for listening environments, background noise reduction, and much more. Plus, you'll enjoy a 60-day risk-free trial. Call Advanced Hearing Technologies today.
Hey Tides fans, join me Friday, July 10th here at Harbor Park as the Tides take on the Charlotte Knights. Get there early. The first 2,000 fans ages 17 and under get a Tides youth jersey. It's Fox 43 Tides Night. See you at the game.
Follow J-Rod, Sarah, Manny, Kay, Taniki, and John on their life-changing journey on the new Fox 43 reality show shooting this summer.
I got this!
Brought to you by Gold Key PHR. If you're thinking Outer Banks, think Beach Woods.
Junior will win Daytona! And the big one happens behind them! Oh my God!
All right, raise your hand if you were still awake at 2 o'clock this morning when Austin Dillon here hits the catch wall at Daytona. If not, let me take you back to one of the craziest races in Daytona history, and there have been plenty of crazy finishes at that track. I'm Bruce Rader. NASCAR officials were determined to get in last night's race at Daytona, and after a long rain delay, Dale Earnhardt Jr. ended up in victory lane with Virginian Denny Hamlin behind him. But the big story was not the 88 car's domination. It was the wreck, and this is what Junior saw in his rearview mirror. Austin Dillon going airborne, catching the catch fence, an incredibly violent impact that ripped the engine out of his Richard Childress Chevrolet. Now, thank goodness nobody was hurt, even Dillon, but it certainly was scary to watch.
Yeah, I'm just going to be really sore. Got my tailbone pretty good in my arm, but should be fine. Just go ice it up and get ready for Kentucky. But just thank the good Lord for taking care of me out there, what NASCAR has done to make our sport this much safer, and hope everybody in the stands is all right. That's the next biggest concern.
I didn't care about anything except for just figuring out who was okay. And then we pulled down to the pit road there. Jimmy got out his car, come around, and that's the first thing we talked about. He was frightened.
I'm shocked that Austin Dillon's even alive, what he went through. So just a frightening moment. I saw it in the mirror, and man, I expected the worst when I came back around.
And this weekend, the tour moves on to Kentucky. Well, and what was the most watched soccer game in American history 16 years after Brandy Chastain scored that penalty kick in Pasadena, the U.S. women's soccer team last night crushed Japan 5-2, becoming the first team to win 3 World Cup titles. The explosion of early goals, including this 55-yarder by the star of the game, Carly Lloyd, turned what many thought would be a nail-biter into a red, white, and blue party one day after the 4th of July. Former William & Mary player Jill Ellis became only the 3rd U.S. coach to win a cup title, while 22-year-old Morgan Bryan, the College Player of the Year out of the University of Virginia, did a great job holding midfield. Now I'll have much more on this morning's Daytona crash and more on the World Cup coming up tonight at 10:45 on the Fox 43 Sports Wrap. And I'll see you guys back here at 11.
All right,
Thanks, Bruce.
Not all that much rainfall into the area. Stay tuned, though. I'll let you know all about it coming up at 11. And the heat begins tomorrow.